All right, following through with our next segment, we have Tottenham injuries and suspensions, and how much is this going to impact their, EPL position?
I mean, let's go back to last week. It all started with, the suspensions and injuries they picked up against Chelsea. They got 2 red cards, Odogi missing 1 game, and Romero missing 3 games for reckless challenge. Supposed reckless challenge. I'm a defender, so I like challenges like that, but that's we'll skip that. And then Van de Ven with the hamstring injury, and
then
a few other injuries that's already
James
been
Maddison with the ankle
That's what it was.
injury, and they both got taken out the first half. And
they're gone for a while.
Ankle injury for Madison, and what was it for Van de Ven? What was it? Hamstring? Yeah, hamstring.
Yeah. Pulled up bad. Bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad because James Maddison came in, and the things that he's done in a short span, you just think like this guy's like a leader of the team.
Yeah.
Him and Son, the link up between them two, I think it's gonna be a difficult task for Son to kind of do it on his own now. You've seen him like in that Chelsea game, even with 11 guys. I don't think like he was really fully himself.
Yeah.
Van de Ven comes in, young player, goes into the starting 11.
Fast,
and look at this. Matter of fact, let's talk. We're on fast. He's one of the fastest center backs in the league.
He is.
And he didn't miss 1 minute of the EPL season. So he played throughout all the games nonstop. And now you got Romero out.
So your center back pairing is gone.
And then, Undugi
just missed a game.
Basuma's out next game.
Jeez.
Richarlison is out because groin surgery. He just finished his surgery. They're going to shambles right now.
Shambolic is the proper way to describe this team right now because, like I said, Chelsea, they fell 9 men, lose 4-1, no shame in that. You go and play against Wolves this weekend, and you score in the 3rd minute, oh man, all guns are blazing, we're going, we're moving. But if you watch the game, Wolves had the majority of the chances. Matter of fact, I want to say they had about 70 to 75% of the chances of the whole game. I think Spurs only had like 1 or 2 chances in the second half, with a good save against who shot that? Lo Celso. But we'll get to that when we get to talking about the game or whatever. But Son is going to be too isolated while someone like Maddison to create for him. Son is not going to be able to create for himself, even when he had Harry Kane last year. Listen.
He will be able to create for himself, but it was going to be more difficult.
He needs someone to play off of. He needed a Harry Kane to take some of that attention away from him so he can create something. He needed Maddison in this season to take some of that attention away from him so he can make his movements and create something. Now it's just him. You're not gonna look. You're gonna look to your left, Brennan Johnson. Look to your right, Kulusevski. They're not gonna really create for you. They're gonna be some utility players to play in some balls for you. But you look at that midfield now. Basuma, like you said, is suspended. Who do you plug in? Sarr, I guess. Like for
Højbjerg might come in.
Højbjerg, but they played. It was Basuma. Who played? Last game against Wolves. It was Basuma, Højbjerg, and Sarr. No creativity there. So how can Son do anything? You talked about your back line. This guy, Ange Postecoglou, the coach, he has a philosophy of a high line to just go out and make things happen. But you can only play that because you have a very fast player in Mickey van der Ven to cover for you.
Yeah.
But now who's his replacement since he's injured? Eric Dyer, one of the slowest players I ever seen. How can you still play that?
That's the thing. That back line was shaky. The beginning of the season, I felt like they had the best back line, one of the best back lines at least. Davies and Dyer back there is very shaky. Dyer's, he was a starter. He got dropped, but the way that they play with their center backs, they have speed now, so you feel like it's gonna mess up their gameplay. And then Davies coming in as a center back. He's a left back.
Right.
He's playing out of position.
A slow one at that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking at it right now. You got Sarr, Basuma, and Højbjerg play that game.
Yep.
Now, with even Madison being out, Lo Celso, he's gonna have to come in and play some games. Bentancur too. He's a great player.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to.
He just came back from injury too.
Yeah, he's gonna have to take this opportunity, and he's gonna have to pull through, because they're looking like they're going down right now, and they were at top at one point.
They were in first place 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But any team that loses a majority of their best players is gonna struggle regardless. Ange Postecoglou has shown that he doesn't care who's out. He's going to play the same way, which I think is a little too stubborn in the situation in now, because if you're playing a high line because you have fast defenders, and all of a sudden your back line changes from some of the fastest players to the slowest players in Dyer and Davies, who've been dropped, like you said, because they've been making mistakes and they're not good enough compared to the players they have now, you have to change something. You have to play a deeper back line to prevent, because Vicario, he's phenomenal. But he's not going to be able to save every 1v1.
No, like this, he's ridiculous.
He's ridiculous.
Like the saves that he makes, I would say he's probably like top 3 goal scorers, goalkeepers in the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean the way he's performing, yeah, but you can't rely on your goalie to save you.
Yeah,
you got to rely on the team, in the structure, in the gameplay, in the strategy, in the tactics to push you to the finish line. And those main players aren't there for you anymore. Brennan Johnson's someone that doesn't start. And now he's starting now because Richarlison's out, Perisic is out. All these guys aren't playing. And he's a new signing, but he was supposed to come off the bench.
He's not a bad signing either. I mean, he did start at, Nottingham Forest.
But let's compare Nottingham Forest to Spurs. Like, let's be real.
True, 100%. But I think he's a great player. He just has to pull through. And he's the one that scored against Wolves that game, actually.
Yeah. He's the one that scored in the 3rd minute. Kulusevski, he crossed. No. Kulusevski had a nice little pass to Porro. Porro, who's been playing very well in the past few games, crossed it in. It was a nice little tap in for Brennan Johnson. But
speaking about Porro, I think he locked in his right back spot, because at one point it seemed like they got him to start, and then they kind of threw him back on a bench and then put Emerson in there. It's been flip-flopping a bit.
Now they have Emerson playing left back because was suspended. But if I'm Ange Postecoglou, here's what I'm doing. I'm changing my structure from a high line to a further back line, a further pushed back line, just to prevent any counterattacks. And if a counterattack happens, at least I have men behind the ball. Number 2, I'm putting in Bentancur, like you said. Basuma's suspended for the next game, but moving forward, I'll play Basuma. But for this next game, I would play Sarr, like-for-like engine, and I'll play Lo Celso. Lo Celso is going to be that player that's going to create the closest to how Madison plays, and then I'll play the same top 3 that they played. Son up top, on the left, Brennan Johnson, and Kulusevski on the right.
I would agree. They're definitely in a position right now that they have to be more defensive. I mean, they're letting in, a lot of goals, 2 against Wolves, 4 against Chelsea, but yeah, they were down. But you would even think going forward that they're still going to have problems, because I forget, they have a few difficult fixtures coming up. I had it over here. The next 4 fixtures they have, the next one is Aston Villa, which Aston Villa looks really good right now. Well-coached team. They're playing with incredible attacking strength right now. And then you have Man City.
Nothing needs to be said.
Exactly. West Ham, actually.
Who's struggling a little.
But I think it's a perfect time for West Ham to go into Tottenham and say, hey, yeah, we could come out here and gain these 3 points.
I agree.
They're not a bad team.
I agree.
And then you also have Newcastle. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be too tough, but...
Because they have their frailties as far as injuries and stuff. Yeah. But maybe players come back in time.
Exactly. I mean, it's December 10th. Isak should be back at that time. Wilson should be back soon. But, Miggy. But I think they will have some of their players back in time for that game.
Yeah.
But Tottenham won't, because now you have James Maddison that's out until the end of the new year. That's crazy. Have Van de Ven that's out until the end of the new year. And those are their top two, most crucial players on that team.
Yeah, him and Son, which hopefully Son can stay healthy and available. But at the end of the day, like, I know they're giving up a lot of goals, but we got to look at how they're giving up these goals. I mean, against Wolves, you gave up a goal in the 91st minute and the 97th minute. And that time, when you're winning 1-0, that's where you should be dropping back an extra forward or an extra midfielder to hold the game and not play such a high line, especially with the defensive frailties that you have without having your starting or even your bench. You're going to your third string almost, in a sense. I think I put that loss on the coach, on Ange Postecoglou, because you see your guys running out of gas. You're playing players that don't play every single week. It might be in a team like Wolves that has a lot of energy going forward. They're only down 1 goal. They know they can score. They know they have a chance in any game that they're in, as long as they keep it close.
But Wolves are a team to like always try to come back,
right?
Put in good effort.
Exactly what I'm saying.
They've been doing that for years.
So
even though they look not their best right now,
to be so stubborn and still play a high line in the 85th, 90th minute, I think was a little naive and a little foolish from Ange Postecoglou, where you go just park the bus for 5 minutes, man, and secure your 3 points while you have so many suspensions and injuries. Get your 3 points. Now you go home with 0.
Yeah, I mean, question is too, who's going to show perseverance on that squad for Tottenham?
Did you see Son's face after they let in that second goal? That's your captain, bro, and he just looked like he was down and out. So someone's going to have to pick him up, and it should be the captain. So who picks up the captain when the captain's down?
The whole team.
Well, you have half a team there now, so it's going to be kind of tough. So we'll see how that goes, man. Do you think they still have a chance to hit the top 4?
Yeah, I think they still have a chance to hit the top 4. I feel like that first place was just like a sweet story for a moment because they had an easier schedule.
True.
And everybody intact. And, as history goes on, like, it always, like, replays itself. I don't ever see, like, Tottenham really, like, winning the league anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you because if they were to win the league, it was that year when Chelsea kind of stole it from them.
When it came in second.
And they came in second, yeah. That was their year. And they bottled it, man. They didn't finish it. So was that the year Leicester won?
Oh, man, that's tough.
I think that's the year that Leicester won it, 2016 or so.
I don't remember.
That was their shot, but they didn't win it, obviously, and they don't have a player like Kane anymore, a focal point player, like generational talent. It's just not there at the moment. So we'll see if things change, but as of right now, I'm with you, bro. I can't see Tottenham moving much further. I think their standard is top 4. Like, oh, my gosh, it would be great to hit top 4 for them.
Hope you're liking our video so far. Like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. It's a difficult task now because you have Aston Villa that's in 5th, and Liverpool's in 2nd, Arsenal 3rd,
Newcastle.
City 1st. Who's in 4th right now? Oh, they're in 4th right now. And then, even United's inching away.
Chelsea's having some good performances. Going to be starting.
Where are they at right now? They're at 7th, I believe?
No. I think they're like 9th, I think.
9th? But United's up there. I believe they're like 6th or 7th right now.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they've had recent wins. But, top 4 is going to be a difficult task. But going on to our next segment, we have... the excitement of Group F. It's not looking like what's going on.
In 6th, bro.
Yeah.
What the hell? Newcastle in 7th. Brighton's in 8th. West Ham in 9th. Chelsea in 10th.
Bro, anyone can hit that top 5 position.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we love the EPL, man. Just anything can happen. Who would have thought last 2 weeks I'll be saying Man U is in 6th place and Chelsea's in 10th? My bad for cutting you off, bro.
Yeah, it's fine.
That was just crazy, man. Sorry.
Yeah, it's cool. What was it? We were back to Group F, most exciting group.
Speaking of excitement,
I think it's the most exciting group of all time.
Yeah, I can't.
That's
remember
the only Champions League games I've been looking forward to see. Like I've watched a few games here and there, like if it's a Napoli and Real Madrid or if Bayern plays United.
Another team I like to watch is Man U because I know they have a high probability of losing. So I like those games too.
Yeah.
Even against Copenhagen and Galatasaray, which they ended up losing last game I saw against Copenhagen.
Yeah,
Crazy.
they were winning, I believe. Højlund, remember a few weeks ago when everyone was talking like bad on Højlund, talking about he can't score this down the third. Yo, he got a lot of goals in the Champions League. But he's just not doing it in the EPL.
Yeah, 0 in the Premier League.
But he's injured right now, so
yeah,
so
008.
Yeah, I don't know where it's going.
Crazy. But like you said, Group F, Group of Death. Seems like everybody's still alive in the group.
Yeah, I mean, we had Dortmund coming in last, and they're looking like they're the best team on paper right now.
That team is just so up and down. We were talking about it earlier. Like PSG will beat one team. PSG will beat Dortmund, right?
Yeah, PSG would beat Dortmund, and then Dortmund would be
Newcastle.
Newcastle will go and not even beat PSG.
Spank.
Yeah, like
come on,
legit, like
it's just
score bangers on PSG.
Remember that Schär goal?
Yeah, all the goals were fire.
It's outrageous. It's tough to predict, but let's just go with how the league is the group is looking. Dortmund's in first with 7 points. PSG is in second with 6 points. AC Milan is in third with 5 points.
Yep.
And Newcastle's in last, fourth place with 4 points, which they're all 1 point off of each other. So even fourth can jump into first at any point, at any given moment.
Yeah, I don't believe Newcastle can do it right now. Let's just go through their injuries right now. We said it recently. Wilson's out. Isak out.
So their forward line is gone. Their number 9s are gone.
Yep, you got Miggy that's out. Harvey Barnes. Tonali's out for a really long time.
For the season.
Murphy is out. Botman's out with no return date. And then Dan Burns out.
Yeah, at the end, they were playing Tino Livramento, who's supposed to be a backup right back, at right wing because they've been so depleted.
I like him a lot, but not as a right winger.
Yeah.
He's a good right back.
He's a good backup right back.
I actually like not even a good backup right back. I think he could be a starter at one point. When he plays right back and when Trippier plays left, it's a good combination.
Yeah.
But I don't see them coming out that group right now. They got 8 key players out right now. 8 guys that's in the starting 11.
8, bro. 8 gone. That means some people are going to have to step it up. But at the end of the day, I mean, I remember when Liverpool was going through some of this stuff like years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago. They had to come up on Nat Phillips and Reece Williams.
Yeah. But
that was a crazy time. I don't think they have that type of
They had a lot of
courage.
injuries, but I think this tops it, though.
Yeah, this might be a little bit because it's significant, like a large amount of significant players, but Newcastle's going to struggle, man. I think each team is going to struggle because they're not playing to their potential. They're each playing, if you ask me, pretty average.
Do you blame them, though? Because it's games that you go into and you can't really think like, yo, like we're going to win this game 100%. Like it's anybody's game.
Anybody's game. And any team that's playing a game has to go in a mentality. We have a chance of losing, but we're going to go win this game. And this is the epitome of what I just said.
Yep.
Anybody can win. Anybody can advance. Anybody can come in third place and go to Europa League, even PSG. PSG can get knocked out of the whole thing and not be in any European competition. Like I said, any team can go into first because if Newcastle wins the game against PSG away, they go into first.
Yeah.
As long as Dortmund loses, which is very possible against AC Milan.
I think the key game is going to be AC Milan versus Dortmund because whoever wins that game will go into that final game thinking like, all right, we just need this result to push forward and get through the group stages.
Yeah, because they'll be pretty much fighting for second because I guess we'll suppose that PSG will beat Newcastle when PSG's at home with all the injuries that Newcastle has. You got to say PSG will probably win that game. And PSG will probably, in my head, end up in first at the end of the group stage.
Ooh, I don't even know at this point. We had them at first. We actually had the same prediction. PSG first, AC Milan second, Newcastle third, and Dortmund fourth.
I have PSG finishing at 10 points in first. They're going to win against Newcastle. I think they'll draw against who they face.
Is it Dortmund?
Oh, wait. They got to go to Dortmund. So I think Dortmund will fight. If Dortmund...
Dortmund, they were struggling in the league in the beginning. That's why I almost felt like...
That's why I said
I'm
going to come in last.
Yeah, I didn't have faith in them. But, Dortmund wins 2 games against Newcastle back to back.
Home and away. I was shocked when I saw that.
Yeah, and then, AC Milan, too. AC Milan losing to PSG and then coming back and beating them. That's a really
3-0.
Yeah, that's a difficult game. And I actually enjoyed that game a lot. Mbappe, looked like he was going to, go and score a few goals that game. But then they kind of locked him.
Yeah, they didn't give him any options because they kind of figured out, allow Koulibaly to have all the space he wants, especially with Dembele. Let him have the space because he's not going to do much. And we kind of saw that Dembele didn't do really much.
Yeah, Dembele, he dribble, and shooting. He's not a threat to me.
But in that game, it was very important because PSG, they scored pretty early. Skriniar,
yeah, it was a header.
Set piece or something like that, yeah. It was very important for AC Milan to come back and score. So when Leao came and scored that second goal...
It was a bike. It was a bike.
Bike. It wasn't a proper bike, but I guess
it's not a bike.
It's a bike. It's maybe a tricycle.
Nah, it was a nice little bike. It was a rebound, I believe.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they had to respond quickly because if you go too long and allow PSG to have that momentum and that belief that we're gonna do another spanking like we did last game.
They'll close out that game early.
So it was very important. But some key players.
Yeah,
in that game, man.
But Oliver Giroud, that was a nice finish over Skriniar. It was a header.
What a legend, man.
Yeah.
No matter how old this guy gets, he still figures a way to score some crucial goals.
Yep. And then, they play like last week. I was talking about Højlund. I feel like AC Milan's a team that plays within his ability. You're not going to go and give Giroud a through ball. You know what I'm saying? You're going to play everything to his feet.
Right.
And one guy that stands out the most is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. When he plays, it just seems like, AC Milan's going to win most of the time.
Did he get man of the match?
I'm not too sure.
I feel like he did. Either way, man, the Milan players, they played like warriors.
They fouled him a lot of times in that game.
Yeah.
He just kept beating players every chance he got.
Yeah, one-on-one in that game, he was looking like Ronaldinho, man. But at the end of the day, man, it's a spicy group, man, but...
where do you have the group going right now within the last 2 games? Who comes in first? Who comes in second, and who goes to Europa League?
When it's all said and done.
And who goes home, yeah.
When it's all said and done, I have PSG coming in first with 10 points. I think they're going to beat Newcastle because they're going against Newcastle at their own house. And they're going to tie against Dortmund. So I have PSG in first. I have Milan coming in second. With 9 points, I think they're gonna beat Newcastle away, and they'll draw Dortmund. I think Dortmund will come in third and go to the Europa League, which I haven't seen them in the Europa League in a year, and I don't even think I ever remember them in Europa League because they always come in first and second, go to the knockout stage and lose.
Yeah. They went
except
to the Champions League
except
final.
10 years ago when we were playing, we were like 14 years old.
Yeah, come on now. You gotta pay some homage.
I remember that, bro. We didn't even watch the game because we had a game.
No, we watched that game.
Watched it?
Yeah, I think it was after the game or something. We watched the whole entire game. I remember
I didn't watch the whole
game.
I watched
the game
until half or the 7th minute or something.
Now we watched the whole entire game. Remember that Götze was... I don't even think he played that game.
He was in the stands.
He was in the stands because he was going to Bayern the following it. Exactly. That's some messed ups. That's a crazy scenario.
Can use some choice words.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to... Yeah, I was holding in my fire.
But yeah, I think Dortmund will come in third, go to Europa League, and unfortunately Newcastle. It was nice knowing you, but you're gonna have to go take a bow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one. I think AC Milan wins the game against Dortmund, and they're going to pull through in second, and PSG is going to come in first. Newcastle, no chance, no shot, no way.
No hope.
Yeah.
No shot, you said.
Bro, you see how the other day they lost Trippier? It was like, yo, we have injuries.
You don't see how many injuries we have?
Like, fans are fighting with them because of the result, but they legit can't do nothing because their whole team is gone.
Is that something I want to hear as a fan, bro? Like, I want to hear, we need your help, too. We need your support, man. You see us struggling? Support us so we can get the win for you guys. Come on. I want to hear something like that. Nah, we have injuries and we're playing with people that don't play.
At some point, you got to be realistic. I'm sorry. Realistic. You could have hope, faith, and all that, but you got to be realistic.
Like they say, faith without works is dead. So
all
you got to
right.
put in some work. So, good episode, bro.
Yeah, that's it for this week. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and see you next week.
And that's the end of the episode. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.